Woo! Oh my goodness. 2 days in a row of streams. Oh, you guys have no idea what's happening here. The plans, we're just going to do things and stop announcing things. Just going to go do it. No more of this channel update stuff and get people upset in the comments and everything because they think they're entitled. But anyway, happy vibes. Welcome. It's Thursday, November 3rd. My name is Zach. This is ZAKtalks TECH. And Thursdays is our conversations with a creator. So they could be on YouTube. They could be on Instagram. They might be on all of them. They might be on Facebook. They might be on Friendster. Does anybody remember Friendster? They might be on MySpace. MySpace is still a thing. Did you guys know this? It's crazy. There's this other thing called TikTok. Have you guys heard about this? TikTok, whatever. This guy I have tonight. He's on TikTok. He's part of the TikTok, Tick, whatever. He does stuff with tech on there, and he also has a smooth voice. Like, I can't do it. I tried to do it, but I can't. He's one of the smoothest voices out there. Verizon paid a bundle for that one. Let me tell you. So, people, without any more delay here, we're gonna bring him in here. Camera check, everything's working. You guys know things are working. The man, the myth. His name is Terrence. You guys know him as DePoets. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's see if we can. We'll bring it a little bit closer to start here, but then we'll bring it out here. Nobody wants to get this close to me, but I mean, you got quite the setup there going here tonight. Look at that. You got like, I don't even. Are those graphic cards there to your left?
Yeah, they're laying around here. I got a 4090 behind the teddy bear that I just got from MSI today, and I got stuff everywhere. It's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. Like I'm so behind. Like when everything took off with like graphic cards and people doing the crypto mining and everything like that, I started learning more, but then I quickly realized, oh my god, I don't know anything, because the last time I built a PC for myself it's been
things
6, 7, probably 8 years. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
things change very quickly, and
no kidding.
It is one of those things where you have to work to stay on top of it because of like all the terminology, CUDA cores and VRAM and all that stuff. It's like, for most people, it doesn't matter. It's like, does this graphics card play the game I want to play, or will it decrease my rendering times by 50%? That's what people really want to know.
And I guess the latest thing now is like people have their connectors melting or something.
Oh yeah, I've been preaching about that for like a month plus.
We-
And
we-
you know,
We will definitely dive into that later because I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to be a little bit selfish tonight. I'm going to get you to educate me a little bit. So, and maybe the rest of our audience here, people that have questions. So, if you guys have questions, anything you want to talk about at all, please throw it in the chat there. Of course, if you're watching the replay here, you can always use the comment section and put it down there. Big thanks to channel members, for example, Don Coven here coming through tonight. Appreciate you. He's been a member for 25 plus months. Crazy.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
and he doesn't have snow where he lives right now. So whatever, Don, whatever. We got like 20 centimeters here, which is I don't know how many inches that is. That's a lot.
What is snow? What is snow?
Mr. Aren't you from Buffalo? Let's go back here a little bit.
I forgot that past life. You know, I'm an LA guy. I live in the Valley.
Yeah. And don't you work for a wealth management firm?
I'm a partner in my firm.
Partner. Okay.
Yes.
The only reason I say it like that is because it seems to be a thing that you always kind of throw in there during your TikToks, and I'm like, okay, dude, we get it.
People
But
keep
it's
asking
cool,
like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, all right, well, technically, I run 4 businesses. I don't know if you want to get into that now, but yeah.
Okay.
So I'm working off of like 3 hours of sleep over the last 24 hours, and it just kind of happens that way.
So now I feel bad. You're like I had 2 other gentlemen lined up tonight, but they didn't get back to me in time. And then I was scrolling through, and I'm like, I should see what the poets is up to tonight. And now I feel bad because you have no sleep.
No, dude, it's like, remember when the pandemic was just starting, and you know, we're all staying at home. You were one of like, I guess, a select few of the streamers at the time that just kind of embraced like my little tiny, I wasn't knowing anything type of streamer or TikToker or YouTube. I wasn't even doing TikTok at that time yet.
Yeah. No, you've blown up a lot in the last 3 years. It's been 3 years, man.
3 years.
Well, I mean, technically, if they say December 2019, I mean, almost 3 years now, right? So
yeah, actually, because I started my YouTube channel when I went to CES 2020. So I had like 0 viewers at the time. Maybe like 100 viewers.
Wow.
And so I bought a Sony RX 100 Mark 7 because Justine did a video about it and she loved it. So I was like, all right, let me just buy that. I bought like a Rode mic and went to CES not knowing anything. And that was a crazy time because I ran into Brian Tong. I interviewed him. I ran into Justine. I interviewed her. Hardware Canucks, Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, interviewed him. Dare Bauer, Bearded Hardware. It was like all these people in the YouTube streamer industry. They were just like, yeah, please, sure, interview me. And it was like the craziest thing because I was not knowing it all from like my 100 YouTube.
So you're like brand new green to this whole tech space, creator space kind of thing, and you're just like, I'm gonna go to CES and like interview like the top tier dudes and gals, correct?
It was just crazy. Like I'm just like walking and like, oh, there's Marquez. Let me just ask him if we can do an interview. Or Justine just kind of like bumped right into me, like, hey, let's interview.
Were they with like entourages, like crews?
No. Everybody just got to do it. I think Marquez had like one person with him. Yeah. Justine had one person. Brian was alone. Brian Tong.
Yeah. He's hosting again this year.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him. We've gotten close. That's my boy.
He's a good guy.
He lives right by me as well, so it's got.
I seem to always meet up with him. Actually, it's been twice now at the TCL parties, and which they always put on a good thing. They always have good food there at the golf thing.
Yeah. That what was that? Top Golf?
Top Golf. Yeah.
That was a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Tacos last year. I mean, it means a lot when you don't bring food with you and you can't afford food at sea. So, are you going this year? Are you going in January? A few weeks here?
So, I have a story real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So remember CES last year was cheap for hotels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
40,000 people attended versus 170,000 in 2020, right? So hotels were again cheap. And now I'm looking at hotels. I'm like, God, man, one night stay is like the entire week for last year. Yeah. And I'm starting to think of this as like a business now because I have income coming in, expenses, going out. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make enough money at CES because I haven't done any partnerships yet, right? And now I'm starting to sign partnerships to do like some sponsored deals or whatever at CES. But then CES contacted me, and I'm in the Media Trailblazers program now for CES. And so they're paying for my airfare and my hotel to go to CES.
CES, like the CTA is actually paying for it? Yeah. Wow.
I was like, what? And some other benefits too.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, they contacted me. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm hoping to go, and they're like, well, here you go. And
You know
I'm
what's
like,
ironic is so I got congratulations. So I'll be looking
thank
for
you.
your content there. You know what's kind of funny is that so they sent me the early bird email, right, where they're like, sign up, da da da. And
Yeah.
as an international guest, because I'm coming from Canada, outside the country,
Uh,
they're like they waive all the fees, right? And of course, I
yeah.
think if you sign up in advance, it's waived anyway. So I go do this, and I'm expecting like the next screen where you submit your credentials. So I got all my credentials that I'm going to try to apply as media. This year, they're like, oh yeah, you're automatically media. So the 1 year I'm not going to go. I finally get that media
Yeah,
credential.
they honestly made it really easy this year for people
They
to
did.
go.
Didn't even
Like
ask.
TikTok, all you need is 75,000 views, and that's like one video. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
They gave it to me because alumni, because this would have been my 5th year. So admittedly,
good.
I'm still looking for like a sponsor or whatever. But like you said with the cost, like I checked today. So last year I had 4 out of my 7 nights comped, right?
Oh, nice.
Because
Okay.
I was international, and also I made a phone call saying, oh, that American to Canadian conversion is really, and then they gave me an additional. So I actually had 5 out of 7. So this year
Yeah, I
I went.
remember you talking about that at breakfast. Yeah.
So this year I checked, and I had to check my Sapphire points, whatever it is, because I spent I think $50 playing roulette last year. I don't gamble a lot. I mean, I think it was the night that you and I went, and you had like a fistful, and I'm like, oh, I made a couple. Right?
Oh
And
yeah, you were with me when we were just
Yeah,
walking out, and I like
yeah.
gambled a couple of times and
You're
kept
like,
winning.
here, I'll take a bunch of money from the casino. But later on, I think it was either that night or the next night, I went and spent the rest of my 50. I lost it all, and of course you give them your card and you get the points, whatever. I went and checked online, and the equivalent points that I have are the same as what I had before, but there's no comp offers. There's nothing. So I called them up and I'm like, is there I'm international? They're like, no. They're just flat no. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you guys are making up for last year. So I looked at the pricing, and for the 7 nights or 6 nights that I want to go, because including the media days, right? Because the media days you get to look at a lot of stuff there. Yeah, it's almost double the amount that I actually end up charging for my sponsor last year. So it's just
geez.
ridiculous, right? And then of course when you add on 35% for the conversion from US to our piddly money up
Yeah,
here.
you guys are hurting. America's hat. Yeah,
Exactly.
You guys are hurting up
It's
there.
always been like that, though. It's never. I think it's been on par once.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, like growing up, but for me, it was always like 70% or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Being from Buffalo, New York, when I knew what snow was.
We knew what snow was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We again, I don't know what the equivalent. I don't know what it is in inches. Whatever we got like 20 centimeters. It's as if
That's nothing.
it's normally we get
That's
snow in like October where I live, but we got hardly nothing. We got like a sprinkle, like nothing. And it's
My
like November
last-
2nd, Mother Nature said, nope. Here you go.
My
Yeah.
last winter in Buffalo, within 24 hours, we got 8 feet of snow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I've seen what you
I was
guys
like,
get.
I'm
up to.
out.
Yeah, it's like what Toronto gets. It's crazy. They bring in the army to help them out and everything. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's talk about. I like to call
Yeah,
it.
we're all over the place. Yeah.
No, it's okay. Let's talk about like your creator journey. So, admittedly, I didn't know about you or your content or anything until a couple of years ago. I think it's been about 2 years we've known each other, 2.5 maybe or so. I don't
Yeah.
keep track, whatever. And I found you through, I think it was mostly through Twitter, and then I saw some of your YouTube, and then I saw that you were, and then we connected on TikTok. And admittedly, I'm not on TikTok a lot. But your TikTok, for example, I'm going to bring it up here as a screen for everybody to see here. Obviously, I can't show you on my phone because, ironically enough, this camera right here has TikTok on it. So I'm going to show you guys my screen here. But your TikTok, you're at 184,000 plus followers on TikTok, and really, you're doing quick tutorials, quick little showcases. Why don't you give us kind of a rundown of your TikTok and how you approached it, or how it kind of just happened?
It honestly just kind of happened for how it started. I was seeing a little bit of TikTok, from friends basically. And I was like, well, let me just film a quick video of my PC. It was a Threadripper PC, custom water cooled. And it might've been like 20 seconds, right? Then I went to bed. The next day, I think I had like 5,000 followers all of a sudden.
Wow.
Like tons of comments, like asking all kinds of questions about the PC. And I was like, all right, so if you guys want to know more, like this is what this is and this is what that is. And there were so many people that were just new to that style of custom water cooling PC. People were like, where is your GPU? And I'm like, it's that big rectangular block in the middle.
I learned everything about water cooling from your
Oh,
TikToks. Like I knew about
thank
it
you.
from watching maybe the occasional Linus video or something with like Dave 2D, for example.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
learned like
And,
the real detail stuff from
and
your TikToks.
yeah, and it was just cool because me being a partner in a wealth management firm, half my job is just educating people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people think like when you're in wealth management, it's
Hmm.
like always working on numbers and portfolios all day. Like no, when I'm talking to a client, it's just educating them about the political situation around the world. You know
Hmm.
what the pandemic is doing to the world markets. You know job numbers. You know it's educating people as to why I'm doing what I'm doing for their portfolio and for their like retirement future. Because I am a CFP, you know, certified financial planner, chartered financial consultant, all that stuff. But that automatically translates to just general education, right? So
Hmm.
whether it's me volunteering at a high school teaching young kids how to tie a tie or what custom water cooling is all about, it's still education. And so I love teaching people about smartphones, folding phones, laptops, and for some reason people value my advice and response to things. I have no idea why, but um
If you can get into that area of pretty much anywhere in within the tech niche, let alone content creation where it's considered educational, I
yeah.
mean, it seems almost like the algorithms just kind of like automatically push you. People want to learn stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
people want to learn. That's what corporations are really looking for. They want that evergreen content where people are going to search and be like, how do I do this? And boom, I come up a lot of times. Like there have been times where I was confused how to do something and I Google it and my own video comes up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I did that. So
oh
it,
yeah, I
it is
did
kind of
that.
fun. Yeah, it is kind of fun having a lot of the educational content, but I also try to make it relatable, where a lot of my content is also just lifestyle, tech
Hmm.
lifestyle. This is me going to Starbucks and my thoughts on something in the tech world.
Hmm.
So it's not always just me at a table, like teaching somebody about thermal paste, which is my latest videos this morning. That man, it's been a long day. Yeah,
So
that was this morning.
do you plan out your content in advance, like so many days in advance, or do you decide to do X amount of TikToks per day? Are you taking those
Mhm.
TikToks and maybe repurposing them into shorts or into reels or anything like that? Is there a strategy there at all
Y-
right now?
It's it's managed chaos. So,
Yeah.
and that just came to mind because I'm growing with the number of sponsorships and partnerships, and
Hmm.
because of that, there's automatically in contracts deadlines for when videos have to go live and stuff. So
Hmm.
there are structured things that are done often now, which is really cool. Um, Man, I'm under a couple of NDAs right now too, but I've already like
Don't
shot
say
videos
anything.
that, yeah, no, I've already shot videos that are so fun and just like tech related,
Hmm.
but not like my mainstream content. And
Yeah.
that's really cool. Like, so my viewers would be like, oh, that is cool, but they're not going to be like, why are you doing this type of thing? Kind of like when Marquez does a video on Tesla or something. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So stuff like that is happening, and even like the shirt
Yeah.
Indeed. Um, they're an electric car vehicle company that's just starting, and they're located in Beverly Hills. They asked me to be one of their spokespersons for the company.
Yeah.
So
You
they
went
flew me.
to Ohio for that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Foxconn plant in Ohio, because
Yeah.
Foxconn is starting to create their pre-production vehicle,
Hmm.
starting beginning of next year, and it's basically a PC, and they built an electric vehicle around it, like dual screen
Okay.
PC. So it's the
Nice.
coolest thing where my
Yeah.
viewers are like, "Oh, that's like PC, like VR headset, like all kind, like full PC, upgradable as well." So my viewers are like, "Oh, that completely makes sense, for you to be
Hmm.
a spokesperson for them." So stuff like that I love,
Okay.
and so that's a paid spokesmanship thing, and
Yep.
a few other deals that are happening. So it's nice being able to show fun new things
Hmm.
and also like educate people on practical things as well,
Hmm.
like just how to use an app on a cell phone. I love that stuff too,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
So
So if I look at, I'm gonna bring this. I'm not gonna bring up the screen here, but I'm looking at your Instagram, for example, and
okay.
Instagram is, I mean, the follower count is obviously far lower and whatnot. So
Yeah.
going back to the whole, um, organized. I like to call it organized chaos, right? It's sort of the same thing, right?
Mhm.
Are you taking, as a content creator, are you taking when you create a TikTok, are you taking the TikTok and then applying it there, or are you creating the whole thing and then editing a TikTok and then putting in Reels like original content, whatever? Like, do you plan that far out or at all, or is it like, no, I need to go TikTok first because it's where my base is, and then etc.
It's more about if I have an idea, I'm going to record it. And
Okay.
ideally, I try to stay under 50 seconds. If possible, I'll do a 15-second thing real quick because those always perform better for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's Reel, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, because I was actually a part of YouTube Shorts program where it was called Shorts 30, where they wanted content creators to do one short every day for 30 days. And I
Okay.
actually did that. I think I did 45 total within that time frame. And it greatly boosted my YouTube viewership and stuff like that too, which is nice. But it's more about suddenly I have an idea or something I want to explain or shoot, or some news just came out and I want to give my thoughts on it, you know, like the cable melting thing with GPUs. And so I'll have in mind kind of TikTok-ish first,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes while I'm filming, I'm also like, you know, if I phrase things this way, it's more just platform agnostic, right?
Okay.
So it'll be a 45-second video and I can upload it to all of them, you know. But
And what are you recording? What are you recording your vertical video for people that want to get into the technical side of it? What are you recording your vertical videos with?
S22 Ultra.
Cool. And before you were probably using, I think, of the Fold, correct?
I don't use the Fold for these vertical videos all that much because the aspect ratio is wonky. Whether you open it or close it, it's still wonky when it comes to these platforms. And what I mean, like when you're doing like closed caption text or like just repositioning certain graphic, it's not as reliable. So the S22 Ultra is just like basic standard. The way you see it is how you get it type of thing.
Okay.
So I actually just kind of mount it on a tripod. I'll use like a Rode Video Micro for it most times. Sometimes the wireless Go, and just record because audio is king. I've definitely noticed that people stick around for my videos when the audio sounds good.
You definitely have the voice for it, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I am envious. My father was actually in broadcasting for 15 plus years, so I get his voice from him a little bit if I really try to bring it down. So I know how that can really work to your advantage when you're recording a YouTube video. So traditional, you know, horizontal, whatever. Are you using different equipment, or are you just turning your phone, or what are you doing?
No, I'm using, well, for a little bit, I tested out filming with these S22 Ultra just to try it out, but it just wasn't as good quality as the Sony RX100 Mark 7 that I've been using.
So you're still using the Mark 7? Okay.
Yep, I'm still using the Mark 7. It's perfect for my needs. 4K, 30 frames per second.
So you're doing 4K 30. So you're a 30 frame person?
I don't really care type of person. That's when I hit 4K, it defaults to 30, and then I hit record.
I'm a 4K 30 person. You're in good company. You're in good company. But I know there's this 24.
There's 24.
And then there's the weird ones that are like 25. I don't know what's wrong with them.
But for TikTok and most of my YouTube Shorts, I try to make it 1080p 60 though.
That makes sense because
it's just crispiness. Yeah, it's really nice and fluid.
And most phones aren't going to go higher than that anyway, right? So
well, because TikTok itself, it just caps out at 1080p 60 when you're viewing it. Doesn't matter what you're doing. And I'll record in 4K a lot of times on the S22 Ultra, 4K 60, and then edit in DaVinci Resolve for videos that I actually really want to look good. And then dumb that down to 1080p 30. Or 1080p 30 or 1080p 60, depending on what the video is about.
Okay, let's talk about this really quick. You're gonna hear an echo, and you're gonna have to turn the sound off for everybody.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and just play this little bit right here.
5G ultra wideband is so much faster than even my home internet.
With ultra fast speeds.
In the gaming world, if you lag, you're done. With Verizon 5G ultra wideband,
I think that's the only part you're at.
Yeah, that's
You're like,
that's
it's like 3 seconds. Let's go back. Let's go back.
The ultra wideband is so much faster than.
Ultra-wideband.
5G ultra wideband is so much faster than even my home internet.
With ultra-fast.
So tell us about. Let me give her the echo here for you. Tell us more about your working with Verizon and whatnot, and because I think it was last summer or maybe the summer before that you did a few TikToks, whatever, where you were testing out the speeds and whatnot. And I don't know if those were partnership works you're doing, ads or whatever. But tell us more about how you managed to get on board with Verizon and shoot this commercial. I'm assuming other content with them. I think there's been other content.
Well, remember 5G?
Yeah.
When 5G ultra wideband was starting to come out in Santa Monica, they built a tower there. And I was like, oh, let me take my Note 10 Plus 5G over there and film a video and show like the speeds of it. And it was still my baby stages of YouTube videos, and I was trying to be artistic with it as well, in my way of being artistic, right? Mm-hmm. And it was fun. Like, I definitely enjoyed it. Video got a decent amount of views. And then a little while later, I don't remember how long, it was a few months, the marketing agency that handles Samsung and Verizon at the time, because the S20 Ultra was about to come out, they asked if I would be in the commercial.
Was that Edelman, the marketing firm?
I think it was Tiffany Casting Company.
Wow, that's okay. That's a while back. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep.
And so they basically did just a quick Zoom meeting or whatever, just to interview me. And they were like, yeah, we want you. We wanted a tech person. And I just had to verify that I actually was a customer of Verizon, and I actually was a customer of Spectrum, because I said it was faster than my home internet, which it was. And then they paid me like 20 grand for that 2-second spiel. And SAG eligible and stuff. So
stop. Wait, what? They paid you $20K for that 3-second spot?
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
I need to shave my head and move to LA. I mean,
yeah. It was nice. I mean, that's what national commercials were basically paying, and it made me SAG eligible as well, just for that.
You're part of the Screen Actors Guild now?
No, I decided not to, because you had to pay a fee, and the world was shutting down when I got the letter. So I was like, you know what? There's not going to be any big things happening. So I was like, I'm not spending whatever it was.
Well, I mean, both you and Will Smith now share the same thing. You're no longer.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry, that's a dig.
So,
I love.
But I am interested in doing commercials again, and possibly some voiceover stuff.
So are you doing any other? Are you doing any other voiceover, like regular stuff right now?
No, I am so tied up with like literally every single week, or almost less than a week, I'm signing a new contract with sponsorships and partnerships. And
good for you, man.
It's been just rolling like a snowball going downhill. I did hire a manager like about a month and a half ago, and that's definitely helped out a ton.
Is it a Q4 thing, or is it going to continue going into the new year?
It's already continuing. Like, we're already got deals that we're talking about for January and February as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been nice, and I think a lot of it is because I do a lot of educational content. All my platforms are wholesome. I'm not like bashing anybody or causing drama or stuff like that. And companies like that, so they don't always just look at like, hey, this is a cell phone video or this is a 4090 video.
Yeah.
What are your other videos like? And they're always wholesome, so that definitely helps out a lot.
Good for you. So let's jump into the live chat here. Question from Geonosis, regular in the community here, and also
in the house,
in the chat. Let's talk a little bit about. I mean, what you got. We talked about the start there, but I mean, what you have going on in the foreground here of your setup here, and also maybe give everybody kind of like a crash course in like water cooling or whatever you have there. Just like teach it to us like we're 5.
How many hours do we have? Let's see here.
we have 40 minutes. Go.
Well, this is my test bed system that I built called Destro, after obviously G.I. Joe Destro.
Nice.
And it's the Thermaltake Distro Case 350p. Thermaltake did send this to me like almost 2 years ago, and it's been fantastic for just kind of open builds. And this whole back plate is all custom water cooling. It's one big water, distro plate basically. And so there's a 7950X right there. Just did a video yesterday I posted it today, of being able to easily take this off, apply new thermal paste, put it back on, because this is all soft tubing, zero maintenance tubing. And then this GPU here is just a 3090. Let me show you the difference between a 3090 and a 4090. Give me a second here.
Something I always wondered. I have no idea what he's talking about. If you're just joining us, we got the poets on the stream here. Thursdays is going to be a regular thing where we bring in
is a 4090.
That's a 4090. Okay.
Very, very different.
Those are huge compared to like back in the day.
Yeah, it's
Oh
ginormous.
my god, that's bigger than my car's alternator.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
How loud is that? Like, is it loud? I mean, I'm not hearing anything right now.
Well, the 3090, like, this has always been a silent 3090 by HP Omen. These 4090s, they have very good cooling, so they're really not that loud at all overall.
That's bigger than the box that my cards back in the day used to come in. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's heavy too. It's heavy too.
No
so
kidding,
I did a few
man.
videos on that. They're doing well. So I'm partnered with MSI.
Yeah.
So they sent me this 4090 and that red dragon thing over there.
Cool, man.
And got more stuff coming down the line from MSI.
Awesome.
And excuse me. So that's been fun. Basically, I had to show them my draft of the video, and they stamped it. They were like, "Yeah, we love it," and then boom, went live. So they're very easy company to work with. And or I just did a good job on the video. One of the two, I guess.
No, you definitely have that welcoming, presence. Whatever you definitely have a great stage presence. You're very personable, easy to underthink. Like I said, I learned everything about water cooling from watching your stuff, and like I don't even have a PC. I just have a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
My PC is like 8 or 9 years old, back in the closet there collecting dust. So
yeah. But this is like a big 3-slot plus card. So basically, it's taking up 4 slots for the most part, because it's. So
I don't
big.
even think my original case would be big enough for that. That's crazy. I
actually have to move this back. There's a slot here that this is plugged into vertically. I have to move it back one.
So what did you with? I think you called it Big Blue. Is that what it was
Deep
called?
Blue. Yeah, Deep Blue's right there. Yep. Right behind me.
Back there. Okay.
Threadripper. It's a dual system build actually. So Threadripper 3970X. So that has 32 cores, 64 threads, 128 gigabytes of RAM. Typically has dual 3090s, and then the second system is a 10900K, and that's running Linux on that second system.
So going back to this crazy system you got up front here, like what are you running on there? Like what are you doing that requires that kind of power? Like what are you doing?
Well, it's
how much porn are you downloading?
Oh, the homework folder is non-existent. The lady is perfect for my life.
There you go. There you go.
So
it's a family show, folks.
The purpose of this is kind of twofold. One, time is money. So when it comes to editing, rendering, and stuff like that, I just want it done. Like I don't want to have to wait around for anything to render. And that's basically what this system does. Like scrubbing footage and all that stuff. It's like so
you're a
so
Premiere
smooth.
guy. Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve.
Sorry, DaVinci. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. DaVinci Resolve is faster and more stable than Premiere. Plus I have the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. Oh, you can't see it over here, but screw it. It's like this turntable thing to help me with the speed of the editing of it as well. And then the 3090s have been perfect with that. And with DaVinci Resolve, the more 3090s you have, it basically cuts rendering times down by like 50-40%, based on the type of video that you're doing. And so it is time is money. And then secondly, it's the education piece. So it's content, right?
Yeah.
So I had a couple of very good videos of unboxing the 7950X, applying it to the motherboard, putting thermal paste on it because it's shaped all weird now. It's not just a square or a rectangle.
Yeah.
It's got like these spiky things on there. So a lot of people had questions on like, all right, how does this really work? And plus it's AMD's first platform to actually have pins on the motherboard instead of on the processor. So there was a lot of education, for this whole thing.
When I brought up some of your TikTok videos, and then I also brought up, like, say, the equivalent, like, long form that you did on YouTube, I noticed on YouTube, for example, nobody was like showing like how to properly apply the pace, or why you want to put it like this, or like just like those little details. And I think that's what really separates what you're doing compared to other people. Yeah.
I came at it as, what if somebody has never built a PC before and never watched a video on how to do it?
Have you seen the Verge video where they put together a PC?
Yes, especially the tweezers and the thermal paste and all that stuff.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. So
don't do that.
It's something.
Okay.
But so a system like this, it gives me that flexibility to just change things out. Change things out very quickly. It plays Star Citizen like a champ. That's the one.
What is Star Citizen? Because I see I have admittedly I haven't paid attention to enough of your TikToks with it or whatever, and I see you mention it here and then. I've seen you do like the screenshots. I see spaceships and I'm like, that looks effing cool. Yep. What explain Star Citizen?
Think of it as an open world, open universe type of platform where you're an actual character. You get to walk around, run around, sit down, lay down, and you get to walk inside of a ship of yours. You get to go into a bunker mission, shoot people in the head. You can just be a trader and just like pick up cargo from one place, buy low, sell high at another place. You could be into mining, space mining, or like mining underground, or mining in a ship while you're floating, flying on land. It's kind of whatever you want to do. You're literally just a citizen of the stars. And because it's that open world, they do give you some missions. You can do missions if you want. Plenty of like group play stuff, where the bigger the ship is, the more friends you should have to help you man different areas of the ships. So it's pretty much the most immersive game I've ever played in my life. And it's still in alpha. They're still developing it, which I love. Meaning like every few weeks or months, there's like all new features of the game. Now finished games, like say World of Warcraft, they're coming out with like new content every now and then. But when you are in a game that is constantly evolving, like, man, I wish my character could do this, like use a tractor beam to pick up a large container and just put it in my ship. That's the next patch coming out, right?
Nice.
So it's like new features that makes you want to see, okay, what else is coming down the line, and what other new ships are coming, and what are the new capabilities can you do? So it's just always new, right? So it's hard to really get bored for me in Star Citizen. Everybody loves different types of games. Some people only like board games.
It sounds like I used to play
that,
Warcraft hardcore back in the day. I stopped playing after the Pandaria. Did you ever play World of Warcraft? No?
I played World of Warcraft day one when it launched. I was a Tauren
so like
druid.
original. Right?
Yeah,
vanilla.
Original, old school.
Vanilla,
we were running Molten Core like nonstop.
Original 40-man raids.
Karazhan. That was my era.
I started playing Burning Crusade like casually with my roommate, and then I got really into it during Wrath, and I ran a 10-man guild, and everybody's like, 10-man raiding is not real raiding, and that was fun back then. And then when that was an amazing storyline, by the way, Wrath of the Lich King and everything. And when Pandaria came out, I just kind of lost interest, and then whatever patch was after that, I haven't played since. I think it's been like 3 or 4 since that. So
when the pandas came out, I lost interest. I stopped.
Yeah,
or I just got busy with life, to be honest.
So Star Citizen is just
Star
way
Citizen,
larger and way more complex, is what you're saying.
Just different. You can't really compare the two. Like you know how World of Warcraft, you can have like different class traits and stuff like that. There's none of that right now in Star Citizen. It's just like you're an individual. You pick your ship that you want to purchase or like work toward, and maybe different quantum drives to help you get from A to B faster, different shields, different weapons, different loadouts for your guns or armor that you can pick out. So pretty much everybody kind of just starts at the same level. And then whether you've been playing for 2 days or a year, you're still on the same level. Right?
Do you ever stream any of yourself playing that, like on that other streaming website?
Sometimes, yeah, okay. Sometimes. In fact, I was in the TikTok beta for their streaming platform as well, which was kind of nice. And so it was a temporary access, and it worked pretty well.
Speaking of TikTok streaming, I have been notified a couple of times that you going live over there. Are you doing that more often when you stream on TikTok?
I try. It is a time thing, I started getting subscribers, which was weird,
Nice.
I don't have a lot of subscribers, but people enjoy my lives for some reason.
Cool.
And so I've been doing it a little bit more often, whether it's gaming content or how to build a PC. It'll range. Where sometimes and actually more often than not, it's just let's just talk about tech.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you're familiar with that.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I do best. I love the sound of my voice. Let's talk about this really quick. So this is your Twitter. I would say that you're fairly active on Twitter. I mean, I have you in my creator buddies list, so I always see stuff from you, and you and I we go back and forth here and there. By the way, congratulations on the partnership and what you're doing with TCL in this giveaway here. So if you guys haven't entered this, go ahead and jump on this. I think this is Americans only though.
It's a fantastic TV. TCL dropped it off here, and man, it's 65-inch, 4K, 144 hertz, variable refresh rate, mini LED.
Nice.
I mean, man, it's fantastic.
I have their 4 series that came out a couple years ago. I've literally had it for a year and a half now. It's actually the second one because my daughter threw a Hot Wheel at the first one. But it was priced so well at Costco. I'm like, when my wife and I were like, well, what are we going to replace the TV with? We couldn't find anything else that compared. We're like, well, let's just go buy the same TV again. So we did. And then TCL actually last year sent out their Alto, one of their Alto sound bars, just a single sound bar. And that is brilliant. You literally just plug it in.
Love it.
And it finds the TV, and you don't have to do nothing. There's no buttons. It uses the same remote.
It's just automatic.
It's just dummy proof. I love it.
Yeah, they gave me the Alto 8 Plus, and that has the sound woofer with it,
so
which
you
is
have the
Bluetooth.
woofer,
yeah, it's a Bluetooth woofer. I'm like, there's only one plug to power it? Wow, that's awesome.
It's crazy. So speaking of Twitter, things have happened lately in the Twitterverse. People seem to be losing their minds and whatnot. With this whole, what is your take and your thoughts on the Elon Musk takeover and the rumors and whatnot? I streamed about this last night, and I've decided to kind of do a sit back and relax until things are officially announced, because it seems like people are just going nuts. In fact, I actually set up a script and an alert system so that if anything changes on the Twitter TOS or their FAQs, I'll get notified. Nothing has changed yet. So what are your thoughts on this whole, I mean, the board is gone, everybody's got their golden parachutes, apparently staff have been cut, $20, now $8, check marks, non-check marks. What are your thoughts on all this?
So I have to be somewhat careful on what I can say because I'm a licensed investment advisor. But let's go with the check mark thing. That's interesting. Now, any business needs to find ways of generating revenue, and Twitter has done a horrific job in generating revenue for basically its entire existence. So much lost opportunity. So they've had horrible leadership, in my opinion, based on that. Like how many millions of people are on this platform and they can't make money? I never understood that. So I agree with Elon in revamping things so that they can be profitable, because honestly, we all want Twitter to be around. Well, not we all, but the vast majority of people that are on Twitter are there for a reason, and they want it to be successful. So you need to have your client base willing to do certain things to generate revenue. One of them is probably very easy. What's $20 a month to somebody who is a celebrity? Just put it that way. You get it. You have your check mark. It's been free this whole time. If you want to keep your check mark, it's just $20. They're not even going to sneeze at that. They're just gonna be like, whatever, just friggin' take it, right? Yeah. And for, I guess, people that are maybe younger and not as successful, but suddenly got a check mark for whatever reason, I could see the issues with that, because costs are going up. When you go to the grocery store, gas prices, I mean, you name it. So it's an unnecessary expense for a lot of people that can't really afford that, because $20 a month adds up. Like, do 20 times 12. That adds up. And so there has to be a balance. Now, when Twitter came out with the whole Twitter Blue thing, I signed up. I was like, hey, no more ads, and I get to edit things or like whatever, undo things. Yeah, that's a value. I'm happy with that. And they should have been doing that for years, right? Something to generate revenue that adds value. As long as there's value, I'm cool. And I think they relied too much on being able to promote a tweet or advertising that wasn't really happening on Twitter, because click rates on advertising on Twitter are very low, right? When was the last time you saw an ad on Twitter? You're like, oh, let me go ahead and purchase that item.
Yeah.
Doesn't really happen.
The one I don't like is like I'll go to like the replies or even my own tweet and it's like a promoted tweet. That drives me up. It seems like that's happening more and more.
Yeah. They need to work on that. I've seen some promoted tweets. I'm like, why am I even seeing this?
Yeah. I'm all for. We talked about this last night. I'm in complete agreement with you. It's been known for years that Twitter has not, turned a profit, and then they've lost money, et cetera, et cetera. And at the same time, as Gary Vee put it, for example, Twitter's the water cooler of the internet. Everybody gets together and it's a conversation, right? So, what I would really like to see is the verification of humans. Like one thing I mentioned last night, I would like to see, maybe there's 3 different levels of Twitter. You get kind of basic, whatever access. You submit your email, submit your phone number, so you can make an account. Where you go, submit your ID. Okay, now we know you're a person. Now you got all these features, and then maybe a third tier where it's the pay kind of thing, right? And and then that gets rid of the bots, whatever. You and I both know this. In your privacy settings, for example, you won't get notified, for example, from new accounts or ones that don't have, or just have like the egg, for example. I don't think a lot of people know about that, for example. So I'd like to see a lot of the spam gone.
For me, it was more of a value add, and it's a little weird. Like, how do I want to explain this? So I'm bigger on one platform versus another. But I would like to be verified on other platforms just to show that, hey, that is actually me over there, because I've got companies like MSI and stuff like paying me money to do certain things. So I would like to actually show like, hey, I'm validated on these platforms. So when there's promotions going on, that alleviates or at least minimizes a lot of the fake accounts that keep popping up. Because almost every time I do a giveaway, suddenly there's fake DePoets accounts popping up everywhere, contacting people. So that's the main reason why I would like to be verified. And for me, paying $20 to alleviate that is worth it. Right? For me and where I am. But I think average content creator will probably think the same way. Like nobody wants to spend money on something that you've already been getting for free, right? But there is a value to it. If you actually look at
Twitter's been profitable for me, especially Q4 last year. I don't know if it'll be this year because we're already into November and I haven't done enough prep for this and everything like that. So, but for example, I was dropping a lot of like affiliate links for like with Andar or Amazon or whatever, because based on cases.
I like Andar.
Yeah, Andor is awesome. They've been a great partner, everything like that. I've got their burritos all over the place. But I mean, so that's been great. Somebody used my Andor link last year and bought $3,000 worth of wallets. I'm not sure what happened there. So the affiliate, the income for that was like, I got on their radar right away, which was very interesting. But I mean, that's an example. But that and the affiliate things with Amazon, Amazon Prime Days, whatever. So for me to say that Twitter has been profitable for me would be a complete lie. For me, I guess for me right now, everything seems like it's kind of like noise until things are actually officially announced. And I mean, we're all going to be notified, whether it's through the news or we will be notified via email, because they'll have to send out, this is an updated terms of service. Here are your options, whatever. Where everybody's going to get that email. Here are your options, right? And we'll go from there, kind of thing. So, like I said last night, I think we all just need to kind of relax and just. And just,
it's honestly not a big deal. Things are always going to change in the tech world, the social media space. MySpace didn't stay around forever. Friendster, all that good stuff. So Twitter is not going to be here forever either. It'll be something else in a handful of years, I'm sure.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's swing back to CES last year, or like almost 12 months ago. So January. Did you stay at the Excalibur as well?
Man, yes, I did. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
I think you and I, along with of other people like TK and of Digital Slang and a few others, we went to that buffet that's like between the Luxor and and the Excalibur. Do you remember how much it cost per person for that? It was like $25. Do you remember that?
I thought it was a little bit more.
Was it more than that? Do you know how much that is in Canadian dollars?
$5 million.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was a good
yeah.
buffet though, right?
I mean, buffets are going to pay more because, I mean, you can gorge yourself. But
Yeah.
I like the food. The breakfast food was on
The
point.
food was pretty good. Coffee was ass. But
Yeah, I had 3 plates each breakfast, so
Okay.
I got my money's worth.
were you staying Were you staying in January? Are you staying in the same place? Do you know where you're staying yet?
Yeah, I'm staying at the Mirage. I
Look
think
at
they
you.
said.
Well, I mean, they're paying for you, so
Yeah, they said it's a hefty package, so I was like,
There-
okay,
there
that's
you
kinda
go.
cool.
He's not gonna argue.
Yeah. No,
I need one penthouse suite, and they're gonna drive you around and everything like that. Cool. All
Yeah,
right. So,
yeah.
we're getting close to the end of the show here, folks. If you
Okay.
guys have questions or any other comments, throw them in the chat there. Besides
Intel sent me some serious stuff today. I don't know if you-
go on.
So because we were talking about Star Citizen,
Mhm.
I was at TwitchCon, and on the day before TwitchCon, I went to an Intel event at a child's science museum, which was a lot of fun. So it was like Robitech was there, UFD Tech, like all kinds of like Asus and stuff. And so I got to talk a lot with the Intel head that is actually in charge of stuff. We'll just put it that way.
Mhm.
And so I brought up how Star Citizen, which is my game, and a few other games are not running well because of the 12th and 13th gen E-cores. And so I kind of ran down exactly everything I was doing. I did a follow-up with them showing, this is how I got around it, but people shouldn't obviously have to do workarounds. And so then they got back to me saying that they were able to reproduce exactly what I was talking about. And as a thank you, they sent me a huge package today, which it came with like an Intel backpack, water bottle,
Nice.
Afghan, hacky sack, and a 13900K processor.
Wow.
And it was like a huge box where you open it up and it's like the Intel theme chime type of thing. I was like, holy cow.
That's
So it was
awesome.
a cool experience.
Is it-
I made a video on it on my TikTok. And
I was about to
YouTube
say, I'll have
Shorts.
to check for that tonight on your TikTok.
Yeah. But man, I was looking at the backpack is nice too. It's like a leather material. I was like, oh, damn.
Wow.
But yeah. But that's with communicating, because I love meeting new people, especially it's not just Intel's a brand. It's a few of us, we went out to dinner and started talking about adult drinks and just things outside of tech and stuff like that. So when you really connect with people, that's how those relationships and future business is formed as well.
Do you think
put it that way.
Do you think being located in Los Angeles has given you an advantage or helped you out in any way, or there's kind of no borders in terms of the way that you're doing creation?
Location does help a lot, because if I was in Buffalo, New York, I wouldn't go to the gym like LA Fitness and just run into Brian Tong,
Yeah.
Or see Justine just walking on the street. It's LA is kind of where content creation is for North America. I'll put it that way. And I'd say a bit of Toronto, but for the most part, everybody's in LA. YouTube studios here, TikTok studios here, Universal, everything is just here in LA. And every time I'm invited to something that's content creator, I guess ish, every single time LA is a location, if not the only location that where an event is happening. So it's definitely helped out my I guess I can say career in content creation. I still don't really consider this as a career. This is just more of I'm having fun, sharing stuff that I love, but at the same time it's become a business because
when you can hit that stride, which you just said, where you can have fun and it's still it's profitable in both, maybe both your wallet and also the contacts and the network and whatever. I think you really hit an awesome stride there. In general, I mean, I know we could probably really nail this or really focus this on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. But in general, what would you say are some of the best practices that anybody that wants to get into content creation, whether it be, like I said, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, what would you say people need to kind of look for, or what they should be focusing on?
It's definitely sustainability. You need to be creating content around something that you will continuously want to create content around. Like today, Genosis just mentioned in the chat, AMD's presentation. Whether I was into content creation or not, I would have been watching that live presentation. I would have wanted to be in Vegas.
Yep.
And since I'm watching it anyway, for me, it's just taking a screenshot and then posting it to Twitter and giving my thoughts as well, which I would have wanted to talk to somebody about it anyway, right? And so this is not a sprint, as you know. It's a marathon, you know, being into content creation. And I think people who initially got into this because they want 4090s, right? That gets old really. I haven't even plugged it in yet. You know, it gets old very quickly. And I have like 6 computers in this room that are all high end in their own respect, and you know, half the time they're off, you know, because it's you kind of you gloss over all that stuff, because what's important is really connecting with the viewers and educating the viewers and finding out what the next cool thing to kind of talk about is. And yeah, Intel sending me that. Well, this is a cool little thing.
That is cool.
That Intel sent me, and it's things like this. I'm like, hey, this is cool. Like, yeah, the 13900K is over there, but this is cool. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be in this to get products. Be in it because you just enjoy a particular topic, and whether you had all the products in the world about that topic or none, you would still want to talk about that. If you're like that, then great. Then past that, it's, hey, let me sit down and edit a video. Not everybody likes editing videos, right? I enjoy it. You know, it's kind of woosah, you know, calming for me.
Same here.
And I get to be creative type of thing. But some people are just like, I'm afraid to be on camera as well, but they want to talk. Then don't be on camera. Just shoot a product, and that's it. And some people don't even talk. They just use the text to speech. And they have millions of followers that way. So, you know, you have options. There's plenty of options.
Good points. We appreciate that. That's you can definitely tell when someone's passionate versus, you know, it's a script read, or they're just talking about the spec points kind of thing, and they just have like no interest, for example. And it's, I mean, not to self promote. Well, I'm going to. It's my channel, but I mean, I mean, I launched ZAKtalks Pixel because I like Pixel. Going back all the way back to the Nexus 4, I had the Nexus 5, the 5X6, 6P, the one by Huawei, and you know, I've had all the Pixels minus the 5 and the 5 and the 6A. I think those are the only ones I haven't had.
Was the first one the Google or the HTC Nexus? Was that the first one?
I thought Samsung made the first Nexus. I think HTC did this. I know HTC did make some Nexus devices, but I can't remember which ones.
I had like every early Nexus device. You know, I missed swapping out batteries and stuff because you needed to at the time.
My very first video on this channel was recorded on a Pixel first generation. Like I literally just put like one of these little dinky little tripod things, and I try to do it in one take, and you can hear me going right. And I think I was reviewing some ballistic cases and everything like that. So I mean, and that's why I launched the channel. And you can obviously, like, you know, this is getting really into the weeds, but we all know about niching down and whatnot. So to kind of wrap things up, besides the TCL contest and you know, the MSI stuff that you covered today, and Intel send you everything, what else can you tell us about that Depots is working on and people should be looking for? Put it as general as you need to. Don't get in trouble or anything like that. Let us know.
Well, I have a new promotion that will be coming up. It's going to be giveaways. I just did giveaways for like the whole month of October, which is cool. It's a lot of PC hardware. This new one coming up, I can't talk much about it, but if you follow me on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube Shorts, if you just follow me, you'll have good, strong chances of actually winning some cool stuff, because it's not, damn it, I can't even say that. Let's just say, there's cool things coming down the line, and it's right here. Right.
Are your shorts on the main channel as well? Your shorts are also on the main channel?
I do a lot of YouTube Shorts. main channel. I mean, it's just YouTube. So
I see it.
it's
Yeah.
just the one YouTube channel for long and short format. Darn, I keep hitting this. And so more, I guess my YouTube shorts, I try to make it more interesting, educational, because YouTube is generally a different crowd for the most part compared to TikTok. So TikTok, you'll get almost 100% of the videos that I make for short formats. And then YouTube will get maybe 20% of those. And the ones that go to YouTube Shorts pretty much also go to Instagram Reels. So those are the meaningful ones. But TikTok is just a different beast, and I'm enjoying it because you can just post, and people are like more. So that's fun.
I need to be doing more over there. I just unfortunately I keep TikTok on my iPhone. This is actually the iPhone right here, and this normally just sits in the studio. Funny enough, I actually had two iMessages that came through yesterday from sponsors, and they're like, "How come you don't reply?" And I'm like, just email me because it'll go to my Android, which is the Pixel right here. So I start carrying that with me. Anyway, Poets, thank you for joining us on what I'm hoping to make. Yeah, I'm hoping to make this a regular thing. Next week, we got Josh Quinozes on the show. And then after that, the week after that, we got Travis MCP coming up. So that's in the next couple weeks. And then we're going to be planning things out here. That's a regular Thursday thing. As for scheduling, everybody, Friday and Saturday are going to be off. And then I'll be back to streaming Sunday through Thursday going into next week. And that's going to be a regular thing here. So topical Sunday through Thursday. Thursday will be the creator thing. And obviously if anything breaks or whatever, anything breaking news or whatever on Fridays or Saturdays, I'll come in there and do that. There will be a special stream on November 12th because that's my birthday. So I figured why not? I'll stream.
How old are you?
I'll be 43. I'll be 43 on the 12th.
You're a young buck. You are a young buck.
He's older
I'm
than
older
me.
than you.
Okay.
I'm older than you.
I don't feel so bad anymore. That's great. Anyway, sir, I appreciate you coming through and everybody else in the chat there. If you guys have questions for the Poets, go ahead and put in the comments there. Otherwise, check them out on TikTok there, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the Poets. So go ahead and look them up. Awesome content. The TikTok stuff is crazy educational. And once again, appreciate you coming through, okay?
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You guys all take care. We'll catch you on Sunday. I'll see you guys on the Twitters and all that good stuff. Take care. Cheers.